So today we're at my friend Judy's house, who's a wonderful healer, wonderful teacher, and you can visit her website at superpowerhealing.com. And I just want to show you some of the plants and herbs that you can find right in your own backyard or front yard. So, follow me. So, here's a plant that most people have in their driveway. It's called plantain, and there's a whole bunch of them here, little ones, big ones. This is great for insect bites, just rubbing it right on an insect bite. Sometimes they have large green or brown spikes on them. Those are the seeds, and the seeds are called psyllium. And for anybody who's had to take Medicinal, that's where psyllium comes from. Psyllium seeds are the roughage that you get in things like Medicinal. And we're moving on. Now here's another plant. It's a little short because the lawn gets mowed. I can show you some longer ones, but this is actually nightshade. Most people have heard of deadly nightshade, which was used as a very toxic poison. This is not as toxic, but is toxic. The interesting part is we eat a lot of plants in the nightshade family. Tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and eggplant are all members of the nightshade family. And they have very similar flowers. If you grew potatoes or tomatoes, but they have a yellow flower, the flowers are all very similar. And that's one of the ways you can tell that. Another plant in the background that people get in their yards, this is called poke root, and it grows very large, has blue berries on it. This is also a toxic plant, so not one that you want to be ingested. So that's something you might find in your yard. They're very hard to get out of your yard if you do have them in your yard, but they'll grow very large. They have very dark blue, purplish berries that usually even the birds don't eat. And we're moving on. So here's a plant that some people see with the little pink flowers on it. It's called smartweed. I don't know if it has a medicinal use. It probably does. But that's one that some people will find in their yard in a waste place. We have more of the plantain in here, and actually you can see some of the flower spikes that you would see during the summer, green and brown. And again, that's where psyllium comes from. And over here, the ubiquitous dandelion. See, this one actually has a flower bud on it. And dandelions are actually a wonderful plant. I don't know why everybody tries to kill them. They were brought in by the settlers because they came up so early in the spring, and they have a very long and large taproot, which brings a lot of minerals with it. And therefore, they could eat that very early in the spring, like March, and could start to replenish some of the minerals in their body that they didn't get from any fresh fruits or vegetables over the winter. It's also used for the liver and for the kidneys. It's a wonderful diuretic, but it's a great plant. So instead of poisoning them in your yard, cut them and use them. And moving on. And just to show you a nicer, better version, this is that Pennsylvania smartweed. It really does have pretty flowers on it. But it's a nice little plant. And most people consider it a weed. But it's pretty. I like pretty. I like plants you don't have to take care of, too. And that's what weeds are. They just grow. Okay, and here we have another version of plantain. This is called English plantain. See, it's got very long leaves. That's what it looks like, and there's several of them in here. And again, this does have medicinal uses, mostly external. But there's another one here. Another one here. And here's another one. You can see how the leaves are very, very long. They've got veins in them. You can see the veins running through it. It divides it into sections. And it has a flower spike that usually grows about this high and has little tiny flowers on about the top half-inch of it. And again, if you're out in the park and, you know, watching your kid's baseball game and you're getting bitten by mosquitoes, you tear off a leaf, you rub it between your hands so it's sort of juicy. And if you're going to scratch anyway, you may as well use something to scratch it with. And if you use this, it goes away very much faster. Could also be used theoretically on bee stings, you know, minor scrapes that you get. So, if nothing else, it's nice to be able to see it around and know that it's there so that you can use it.